Hey everyone, welcome to the Beyond Boudoir podcast, where I chat with ladies who've been in the studio with me. Hello, I'm Stuart from Classic Boudoir in Nova Scotia, Canada. In the first 18 months of running my studio, I've photographed about 100 women. All of them have left an impression on me. This podcast is all about them and their incredible stories of struggles and pain and self-doubt and, more importantly, perseverance, strength, and overcoming some pretty difficult things. It is not a photography podcast, so we won't be talking about gear or lighting or the industry or cameras or anything like that. These are real chats with real women, so listen in and be inspired, like I am. Hello, Red.
Hi, Stuart.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, normally we do this at the end of a session, but you had to go and you had an appointment, so we didn't do it. And what are we now, about 6 weeks afterwards?
About 6 weeks, I would say, yes.
Yeah, about 6 weeks. So this is quite a unique podcast, and it's really nice for me because, as I was saying previously, I don't get to see the people that often afterwards because people live hours away and you're kind of local to me. Which is really nice. So I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. And well, before I go any further, just introduce yourself. Say hello.
Of course. Thank you. So my name is Red, and I am one of the very lucky ladies that decided to take a leap of faith and believe in myself and reach out, make the communication with you, and begin my journey to being the most beautiful woman that I could be.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I needed that.
So, was this step one or one of some previous steps?
I think I would have to say that this was my step Z, because I kept... It's something that I've always wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It's something that I always wanted to have the courage to do. It's something that I've always tried to talk myself into, that I'm worthy enough to do and beautiful enough to do.
Yeah.
And so for a multitude of reasons, I've pushed it and I pushed it and I pushed it. And finally one day I saw a beautiful woman flash across my screen, and it stopped me in my tracks.
For real? Do you happen to remember which one it was?
It was the blonde lady in the blue with
Krista.
the blue eyes.
Krista.
Yes.
She's a very beautiful lady.
She was stunning. She stopped me in my tracks, and I thought to myself, she believed, and look at her. Why can't I?
So that's interesting. So what changed it from why can't I to I can?
That's where I went from the A to Z.
Aha.
That's where I had to do my work. And there was always a reason. There was always a feeling or an insecurity or a negativity. There's always a distraction from me.
Yeah.
And I was my distraction.
In many ways, we're our worst enemies and worst critics, right?
Oh, undoubtedly. Yeah. Undoubtedly. You know, it's just something that you have to face and encourage and know in your heart that you are worthy of that. And when you stop and when you see something tangible and you can open a book and you can see yourself in that moment that you don't come down from. I still haven't come down from that moment.
For real?
I still have my beautiful self because of that step that I took.
Cool, you're giving me goosebumps.
Good.
That is
because
incredible.
It gave me goosebumps. Still does.
So for anybody listening, Red, we had our reveal. That was one of the best reveals ever, by the way. So you're sat here and, you came into the studio to do it. Mm-hmm. And I flashed the first one up and we went through them. And you know the process is we're going to look at them quickly. But every time I flashed a new picture up, your face went,
That's exactly.
It was the in-breath. It was the, but it wasn't a negative. It wasn't. I don't like looking at that because a lot of people they have that. It's like, oh, that's not me. It was, oh, that's me. That's the kind of feeling I was getting from you.
They took my breath away. I took my own breath away.
Yeah.
Together, you and I and Sharon worked to make that happen, to make that a reality, and to make that something that I have for the rest of my life. I see me being an old lady sitting with all of my grandchildren one day and showing them the most beautiful that their nanny had ever looked, and teaching them from a very young age that your body's not perfect, your mind is not perfect, your soul is not perfect.
But you're beautiful.
But be as perfect as you can be for you.
Yeah.
You know?
That's pretty amazing. And so from that reveal, you got a gorgeous album.
I certainly did.
Full of so for me, the album is something very tangible because, you know, we do get older and some memories fade and, you know, but you've got something very physical, something that you can flip through. And whether you choose to show it to other people or not, you still have it. When I started, I photographed a lady and she was totally blown away. And it was one of the test shoots, the free shoots I did. And she went home, she baked a load of things, drove back here without telling us she was coming and left all these baked goods on the doorstep and a note. And the note said, "I've never felt so beautiful in my life." And rang the doorbell, and I think she just ran away back to her car, and off she went. And I still get the odd message every now and then, and it says, "Looked at my photos, felt beautiful, thank you." And so, for me, that's what we do. And knowing that you have that very physical thing that you can open and touch and feel and smell, because it's, you know, the album is a very tactile thing, isn't it?
Yes,
Like,
it is beautifully done.
Yeah, and. Obviously, the images inside are beautiful. They are, because you're beautiful. But it's the whole experience of opening up, because smell is a very powerful memory thing for us, and touch. And so you've got all of those whenever you're having those days, a very beautiful day or I'm not feeling very beautiful day.
That's right.
You can open it and you can smell it.
Absolutely.
And touch it. Like the paper is tactile, isn't it? Like,
it is. It's just, it's top quality. It's something that you expect from the best of the best. And when you come in, you're walking into a stranger's home.
Yes.
I mean, the communication that we had prior to me coming, I felt very organized, very well prepared, very knowledgeable as to what was going to happen.
Yes.
So you did a terrific job with that.
Thank you.
Especially with someone that has never done it before.
As most of my ladies have not. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So know that I came into your home, and within 15, 20 minutes, we were able to pull off some of the most beautiful expressions that have ever crossed my face and my body.
Yeah.
And it's a magic that happens. I can't explain that. I think maybe that's just where you feel the beautifulness come out.
Yeah.
And it's just an incredible feeling. It really is. And to have that captured as professionally and wonderfully as that day was, and to come back and see it, it's just like the cherry on top. It's the cherry on top. It really is.
Some people say, and this has never happened, but some people walk out and they say, if I never see my photos, it wouldn't matter. I've had a great day. Now, obviously you have, and you've got the album, but can you relate to that? Like,
completely. Because when I left here, Stuart, I wasn't thinking about photos.
No.
I wasn't. I was still on a high when I left here, thinking, I've just had the most beautiful clothing on and felt as sensual as I've probably felt in such a long time. And that's alive and well. Look, it's alive and well, and it's ready for me anytime I want to get it.
Yep.
You know, anytime I need to draw on that, it's there for me. And that's an awakening that I didn't need to see any picture of.
No, because you felt it while you was in here.
That was a Kodak moment in my mind and in my heart for life.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But you do have the album, and so you've got that. Who have you showed, by the way? That's really interesting.
You know, it's funny because when I first took that home, it's like I just took something out of the White House, out of America, and no man nor woman will ever get their... Now, since then, it's just like something that's bubbling underneath you, and you just think to myself, are you the right person to show to? Yes, you are. Come and see. So I take them to a special place. My girlfriends, my sisters, my closest girlfriends.
Your close friends, yes.
Right. So anyway, and you know, I was a bit hesitant. And then I thought, Carrie, you're beautiful. Let them see your beauty and its reality. And it's, and there's, you know, and it's everything. And I got back exactly what I felt.
Fabulous.
I did. Their expression is like, I know how you feel. That's how I felt when I saw it, you know? And just like you told me, you wanted to capture how the world sees me.
Yes.
I see it. I see it now.
Yes. And it's different to, I think it's different than how I see you. Like this is my career, and I've got an eye for that. But your friends know you even more. Like I know you through our interactions in the shoot, and you're an awesome person to know. But they've got years of history with you, and that is how they see you. It's not the only thing they see from you. They see all your other roles, that you know, everything else.
Yes,
and they know all of that, and now they see or re-see that side of you, you know?
Absolutely.
And your friends are the right ones to reflect back that feeling.
They are. They're the ones that have been telling me all these years. Some days I would simply say to them, am I beautiful? And they would stop them in their tracks and say, why would you say that?
Yeah.
You know, because you do have days where you don't feel beautiful. And you do have days where the world is just too much.
For sure.
It's too much.
Yeah.
And some of the most courageous, beautiful women that I've ever seen, I've listened to on your podcasts.
For real?
Yes.
They are incredible. Did you read the... Okay, well, Time Sync is all going to be completely messed up.
Yes.
But, I released one a couple of days ago.
The lady with the fight.
Yeah. So she's doing really well.
Her story, her beauty.
Yeah.
Her answers, her rawness and her realness.
Her courage. Like, she's amazing.
Breathtaking.
100% breathtaking. And that picture we put as her profile on the thing, that's one of my favorite photos ever. It really captured everything that session was meant to be.
Absolutely.
So I've nicknamed those, like, so she was going in for a double mastectomy, and I've had a couple of other ladies have gone in for that. So internally in my head, it's going to sound really cringy, but I've kind of nicknamed those goodbye boobs sessions, because that's what they're there for. Like, they were there to celebrate who they are, a part of them, the physical part of them that they're going to lose. But it captured everything. If you look at the smile on her face, like, she's really, and she's kind of topless but not, you know, covered in that beautiful pink thing, which is the color of the breast cancer ribbon as well. And so that was Olivia. She said, let's do that. She had that vision for the pink, because we normally do photos like that in black and white. And she said, we need color. And so she walked over to the rack and she got this pink, it's actually a maternity dress with this long pink veil, and she said, let's drape this over her shoulder. And just the way Krista, her head is up, so she's strong, right? It's a really chin up, powerful, with the most beautiful beamy smile on her face, and she hasn't got her wig on, so she's got the bald head, and she looks incredible, and it's such a beautiful photo.
Talk about have goosebumps, eh? I mean, really.
Yeah, just amazing.
Really.
And sorry, I kind of hijacked what you were saying about
No, but you can hijack me with her story any day at all, because it was just, I was in awe reading it, and the power and the strength, and, you know, where times get hard, how women just turn into the storm. They're not walking into the storm. They are the storm.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, it just matched. It was just incredible to watch. So congratulations to you for having part of such an important part of her journey.
Oh, it's a privilege.
Yeah.
It is a privilege to,
I'm sure.
to be seen as a professional who can make that happen. If that sort of makes sense. Like,
absolutely.
There are thousands of photographers around, and that's a very special moment for her and other people as well. Like, everyone brings in their insecurities and stories and challenges, but obviously for her it was something very specific. But to be chosen to be part of that is a privilege.
Well, Stuart, and you have to give credit where credit is due, because you have to be a chameleon for women. And what I mean by that is you have to take on sort of our personality as we come through the door and
Interesting.
and make your photo shoot feel comfortable for them. And that would never be the same twice. And to bring out what you bring out shows the level of professionalism and the level of expertise that you bring to the table. So ladies, I would strongly suggest that, if you had concerns, or if you're a little bit shy, or, just wondering what that experience is like, I can tell you that Stuart would be the choice of choices to make that experience come true. I'm serious. Props to you, because you just make it happen. Together, you make it happen.
That's the thing that I like.
Yes.
Like a lot of people, I don't like it when the spotlight's on me, which is why I think that's probably why I understand what it's like to be in front of the camera, because I don't like it. So I empathize on that side. Like, I know what it's like I have been photographed, and it's really weird. Thank you. Basically,
you're welcome.
I'm going to say thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Somebody, I was doing a podcast with someone the other day, and she said that it was because I'm a man that she came, which
interesting
for me was interesting. And what she said, actually, she didn't say it on the podcast, she said it offline, it kind of came to her afterwards, was that my masculine energy, because I'm just me in the studio, right? I'm not putting on anything. If I'm treating you with respect, it's because you have my respect, things like that.
Absolutely.
So I think that's my strong, good masculine energy encourages your feminine energy to come out. That's where the sensual side comes from. For me, that's what I think, that's what I believe, and I think that's why it works well in the studio. The photography that we do here is a very sensual, very feminine style of photography. So yeah, that was interesting that I've had more and more ladies tell me it's because I'm a man they're coming, so they can let that femininity free in a safe space.
Absolutely. And that's what separates the best from the good, because it might take time for someone to break that wall down of insecurity and things like that. And by now you're into your session for an hour. You just start feeding that energy as soon as you're greeted at the door. And by the time your makeup and your hair gurus have their job done, then it's time to shine. And it's just a natural progression into the most incredible experience, ladies, that you can do for yourself. Trust me.
Oh, yeah, I'm kind of lost for words now. It doesn't happen very often. So you said, all right, let's go back. We had our conversations, you booked the session, and you had the video. We had the video chat. And, most people have their nerves at that point. Like, have I done the right thing? What am I going to do? I'm going to look awkward. My clothes won't fit. All my lumps and bumps are going to show. I've got scars. I've got cellulite. I've got all those. I know the thoughts that go, because people tell me that's what their thoughts are.
Right.
And then you're on the doorstep. What was it like for you?
it was pulling into your driveway. I thought, okay, here we go. I've got a trunk load of lingerie that I snuck out of my house. I have a back seat full of boots and shoes, and I thought, okay, where do I start? And I started by knocking at the door, and from there it was just a natural progression of getting into the role of becoming my best version of me in that moment. And I can't tell you step by step how it happens, because that's part of the magic. It just happens. You walk in, you're greeted by very professional, fun, lovely people, and you're taken down into a studio that's very well equipped, very ready for you. And there's nice soft music playing. There's absolutely gorgeous clothes hanging, fabrics, textures. It's just magical. So you don't really have to think about what you have to do, because you'll be led through that. And eventually you're just sort of doing the lead. And you're trying to catch up and down a ladder, down on the floor, up and down, right? You're just hanging on for dear life, but you're there. And you just let it be. You just let it be.
Yeah. You certainly did go for it. Like, you were one of the least nervous, certainly on the outside showing, which was so good. Like, so good. Our session was so much fun.
It was.
So actually, that's going to go back in.
Of course.
What did you expect the session would be like? Did you have an expectation of what it would be?
After watching many other different photographers and seeing what they do, I felt like, gosh, everything looks so posed and uptight, and I wouldn't sit like that, or my hips would kill me if I had to do that, Yes. So I thought, okay, I'm not that kind of girl. You can't sit me down quietly and let me just pose, because I'm just not, I have too much energy for that. So my expectations were somewhat of the same, thinking, it's going to be a little dry, but it was so different. It was just fluidity and easiness and natural, and I'd turn and you just captured that smile, because I just thought of something really funny. But you already captured it. You're just so aware and so ready for whatever shot comes. And it didn't matter. I wasn't standing. I wasn't sitting. I wasn't posed. I was just being me.
Yeah. And obviously we do pose you. We like to get you into a starting position. But
of course.
The instructions. It's like, once you're in there, move.
Right.
Express yourself, and that's the thing that I want you to do, and which you did amazingly.
Yeah,
and that's why we've got so many beautiful photos of you. But this is the funny thing, and I probably bring this up quite a lot in the podcast, because to me, what we're doing is a bit of an oxymoron, a bit of a paradox, because I truly believe it really doesn't matter what you actually look like. It makes no difference to me. You don't get posed any different, anything like that, but you are beautiful. But at the same time, I'm taking pictures of your external form in sensual, because I don't like the word sexy, it's not my job, but lingerie. So there's a conflict in my head. But what I want to get is your personality.
Right.
And of course, we are capturing your physical form as well, in those very sensual poses, to get the curves. But to me, the curves are for femininity, not sexiness.
Yes.
If that makes sense. I actually don't like the words. Sexy is for my wife, right?
Yes.
She's sexy.
Exactly.
You're beautiful.
Yes.
Right? You're sensual, you're feminine. My wife is sexy.
Yes.
So as
well said.
Because that, context is everything.
Of course.
So what I hope I capture, and as I look around because we're in my office at the moment, I keep coming back to, I'm looking at people's personality. Like, who have we got on the wall? That lady up there. That lady up there. That lady over there. That one over there, I think I told you the story. She's 65, said no nudes. That is the biggest smile I think I've ever seen in the studio, because she stood there in a red sheet doing a nude because she decided she wanted to do one.
She went with it. She
totally.
She let go. Just let go.
Exactly.
Just let go.
While I can, if I step back, I can say, okay, that's a half-naked 65-year-old lady.
Mm-hmm.
I see her in that picture. I see her in that picture.
Absolutely.
And yours. And one of my favourite ones is of you, once you've got, when you had that kind of the leather look one piece on with the boots. And I just said to you, oh my God, you remind me of Barbarella. And the look of confusion on your face is like, who the heck is Barbarella? What's that? And then
ladies, I had to Google it. I had to Google Barbarella.
And it wasn't an exact match. It's like, when I went and looked at it, it's like, actually, she didn't physically look like Barbarella, but the vibes coming off you, like, again, you can't see it, but these are like thigh, like right up top of your thigh boots with a belt built into them.
They were
incredible.
They were boots, let me tell you.
Man, weren't they?
Those boots were not made for walking, but you certainly get attitude as soon as you put them on.
That was so much, but your face on those was a picture.
That was my favorite part of the shoot. Was that particular outfit,
posing by the mirror, the gold
colors,
mirror,
everything.
The colours go, don't they? That the gold tones of the mirror, the deep reds of your hair, hence your name, and and that black leather's kind of got a badass, but it's got a bit of naughtiness to it as well. And you got black leather thigh-high boots. I mean, what else do they say? But they also say power and confidence,
absolutely,
as well, and sassy, all of those things. So.
That's right. And that's why I say you as a photographer have to be a chameleon of sorts, because you have to take on so many different personalities in a restricted period of time. You don't give yourself, you don't have the luxury of a full day, nor do the ladies that come through the door.
No.
They, everyone's busy. They have a busy life. And there's a lot of, intimidation maybe to get yourself here. But if you just come and let yourself go and trust the process, you are going to be thrilled. Mm-hmm. You are going to be thrilled.
Yeah, I am. I tell you, after every shoot, and that's why it's not, I know it is my work, but it's not a job to me. Or the other way, whatever it is. I don't know whichever way around to explain it.
It's your calling.
Yeah. So it is a lot of hard work, like running a business. You run a business, you know what it's like.
I do.
It's constant and non-stop. And then you do a shoot, like the behind-the-scenes stuff. I know, I read a stat somewhere that photographers, for every hour that they shoot, there's like 5 hours of work that goes into it.
Wow.
Editing, marketing, phone calls, emails, running the business, accounting, blah, 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 all the crap that goes with it. But then you get on the shoot. And you got 4 hours. For me, our sessions are 4 hours long.
Yes.
So you got 4 hours of you're in the groove,
that's
the groove. And my masculine energy is feeding off your feminine energy, and the other way around. And that's why we get that. I believe that's why we get those shots.
No question.
And I've had gay ladies in as well, and I still get that same feedback, because it's for me. I like to think it's a very safe masculine energy,
of course,
like a caring. That side, protect, go into all the gender roles as much as you like, but I think it's a very protective, nice, nurturing. Well, nurturing's more on the feminine side if you want to play those ones. But anyway, that's how we get those shots.
Absolutely.
But it is more than the shots, isn't it? The shots come because you're relaxed. The shots come because you're feeling comfortable and you're in a place where you can express yourself and you can safely say no. Like I've suggested to some ladies, do you want to do a nude? And they say, no, I don't fancy doing those. So great, fantastic, off we go. We move on to the next one.
Absolutely.
In fact, you didn't do
chameleon.
nudes. Yeah.
No.
And you didn't want to. And that's cool. And if you did, that would have been cool too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe that'll be my next time.
Maybe.
Because I will be back for a next time.
Yay!
Absolutely. I have, it's just, ladies, it's like when you get your first pedicure, you think, why did I go so long without it?
Do that before?
Right?
Yeah.
Now that this is part of my life, my awakening, I'm never going to let it go to sleep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Words. I've got words, don't worry. To me, that's more powerful than when you come the first time. Because the first time you don't really know what you're expecting. You've got these notions. We've had some chats, but you haven't had the experience.
Right.
And then you come, and then you have the experience, and then you float away. And was it nearly 2 months, and you're clearly still up on that. And,
I am.
Man, I hope it never goes for you.
My whole look has changed. My awareness to my body has changed. It literally woke me up, and that could be a combination of having those beautiful stories from Olivia, or my experience with you, and taking it all together and saying, okay, where do we go from here? And it just makes you want to do more for you and be more aware and listen carefully
to yourself. Carefully.
Carefully. I really couldn't. I didn't want to end that word. You know what I mean? Well, I just mean, it's just such a gift to yourself in so many ways. It might sound, a little whatever, but that's the reality of it.
I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I think the high is, it's actually not me, it's you. You chose to do this. You decided through whatever mechanisms in your own head to invest in yourself, because I'm a luxury service, I know that, like, we're not cheap. So you decided to commit what resources you had. Your time is a resource, your finance is a resource, your emotional resources to come in here and commit to it. You did that.
Yes.
You came in, you gave it your all, you then decided what to invest in again. It's a big financial investment. You've made that choice that you're worth it.
Absolutely.
And to then go ride those coattails and decide, you know what, I would want to do that again.
Absolutely.
So your high, your good feelings, all created by you, for you, which is amazing. Because if you externalize and say, I felt great because the studio was welcoming. No, I expressed myself and great things happened.
Absolutely.
You did the tough work. I didn't have to take my clothes off in front of strangers. Like, I just had to point my camera and go and make you smile a bit.
That's right. That's right. And that's what I say. That's the magic. You can't explain it.
No.
You can't explain it. You just have to feel it. You have to feel the atmosphere and the freeness and just the aura that is around you, because it's like a warmth.
There's a vulnerability in it as well,
absolutely.
Isn't there? Like, you're bearing yourself, which is physically and emotionally, because a lot of people don't like being naked in front of other people.
That was my
and you weren't naked, but there's a vulnerability in it, and to put yourself intentionally in that situation, know that you did it for you, by you, and then come through the other side with the biggest smile on your face and ride that smile forever.
Absolutely.
That's friggin' awesome.
Right? It's the best investment I've ever made was in me. And I invested all of my life in so many important people. My kids, my sisters, my parents, my husband, my grandchildren. This is for me. And it took me 57 years to have the courage and the mentality to know that I deserve to see what I look like at the best of how I want to see me look. And I don't have to search for that anymore. I found it. I look at it every day.
For real?
I take it out every day. Every day.
Wonderful.
Right? I'm trying to figure out how to take it out so I don't put any fingerprints on it. It's just,
maybe
it's my treasure. Maybe they should come with a little
pair of silk gloves. So
absolutely. Good idea.
Yeah.
It's my treasure. It's my treasure.
That is so cool.
It is. It is.
Well, I kind of lost for words again. Oh, amazing. So what do you want to do on the next shoot?
I thought about that all the way home. I was thinking, oh my gosh, okay, for my next one, I think I'd like to, and I was just going off away I go. Because there's so many things. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
You know, there's different things I'd like to try. I know that you run different, you know, outside of the studio. You run, you know, like...
the waterfall one, the river goddess one.
Yes,
Yeah.
and pole dancing lessons, and you know, those are
you
things.
come into that?
Well, I'd love to, but I'm committed to. Yeah, it's going to be crazy, but I'm hoping that you have it again. That I would be able to, hopefully, you know, be able to attend something like that again. It's something new.
Yep, something
But why
different.
not?
Why not? Exactly.
Why not?
Yeah.
So, you know, and it's another way to have something captured that I never had the guts to do before. Are you kidding me? A pole? What do I need a pole for? Right? I'm going to be a tangled mess on one, I'm sure. But
Sure.
it's going to be
have
wonderful.
fun doing it. Yeah, exactly. And I'll be there to capture it on film.
I'm sure you will. So, you know, so you take it. You know, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah. So many different themes. So the next second and onward shoot, I've actually had one lady who's been in 6 times, which is incredible. The first one is always, there is the unknown piece, right? But so you know what to expect now. But the first one is more run by me and Olivia and Sharon, right? Because you're not a model, you've not done it before.
Right.
And so we kind of lead you through everything. And of course we get your input and it's collaborative, but for the most part it's run by us for you.
Yes.
The next one and onwards tends to be a lot more collaborative. Like, you know, we don't have a huge space, so there's only so many sets we can get before, you know, like we could probably run 2 sessions without running out of things to do.
Right.
And then, but it turns more collaborative. So it's like, I've told you to generally bring lingerie type stuff for the first one. For the next one, it's like, bring it on. What have you got? Like, come on. Let's work together long before the session to actually figure out what it is that you want from this one.
I would love that because I don't have I'm trying to take my big imagination and make too much, and you can help me, I think, narrow, because you know a little bit about my personality now, and you know, I think that you could help me narrow that down to make it an extremely incredible day.
Yeah, and so we would look at, you know, things from your life. A lady the other day, one of the most coming into the session unconfident about herself ladies that I've met, actually. Other side of the appointment, the complete opposite.
Wonderful.
And she says, I'm coming back and I want to do her. So her words, again, I don't like this word in context, but she says, I want to do a sexy cowgirl one. I'm like, yes, bring it. We've got cut off shorts. We've got everything. Come on, do it. But, and it's like,
absolutely be beautiful.
Yeah. Be playful.
Absolutely.
Playful and express yourself. Like, I don't care if you want to come in a lion onesie, you know, a fleece lion onesie, or if you want to come and do a nude session or anything in between. Like, once you've been in and once you at the point where you can express yourself, do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stuart, you're so right. Time goes by so fast. I mean, I'm sitting here as a 57-year-old remembering the first day I started school, and here we are 52 years later. Yeah. You know, and the next half is going to go a lot faster than my first. Yeah. So, you know, take a chance.
I mean, really, what do you have to lose? And I know I want people to come into the studio, but if it isn't for you, if this isn't for you, and it isn't, my wife doesn't want one done. Or maybe it's because she's been around it so much now. Yes. But find something you do want to do. Find something that actually challenges you, because it is a challenge to come in here and do.
Absolutely.
Find something that pushes you a little bit outside of your comfort zone.
That's right.
And go and do it, because what is there to lose?
Well, and you know, in a world that we're living in right now, it just seems like there's so much turmoil and sadness and, you know, despair and things. And, you know, you have to I internalize that a lot. So that's something that I have no control over, but I can I can control me, and I can take me to the limits where I've never pushed myself before.
Yep.
And so I'm going to start zeroing in on me, and for the rest of my days, what makes me the happiest, and what makes Red shine, what makes my fire,
Yep.
because that's what I am.
And you'll try things, and there'll be things you don't like.
Absolutely.
And that's cool, but you don't know that until you try it.
Exactly.
And there's a couple of lines that have guided a lot. Actually, I heard these early on in my life, and they've guided me. One of them is buy memories, not things. So we don't have flash cars. I went through a little period when I was much younger of having a couple of sports cars, but for the most part, I don't really care. As long as I go from there to there,
Right.
whatever. We have everything we buy is from Marketplace, pretty much,
Absolutely. Yep.
because then that allows us to put money in experiences and things like that. So buy memories, not things. That's a huge one for me. I've traveled
Fantastic.
a lot. I think I've done over 60 countries. I've lived in 7, things like that. So buy memories, not things. And the other one, which is really powerful, I'd rather regret what I have done than what I haven't.
Huh.
So I would rather say, I wish I hadn't been there than, man, I wish I'd been there.
Absolutely.
Because, and I think, of course I want it to apply to this. I want people in the studio, but apply it. Like, I wish is like the worst thing.
It is. You wish your life away.
Yeah.
I'm in the third quarter of my life. I just started a new business. I'm just coming out of my shell.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to grow up.
Isn't that funny? Like you have to,
Right.
Yeah, like legally you're grown up at 18, you can go to war and own cars and
Oh my
crap
gosh.
like that.
Yeah,
But
I
you ain't really
can do
grown
whatever
up.
I damn well want to do, and if that means investing in me and feeling selfish, then bring it, because it's time for me to be selfish and
Well, I
invest
think
in me.
selfish is an undervalued word, because there are really two versions of selfish, aren't there? There's the selfish that excludes everyone at all costs. Like,
Yes.
that's truly self. And that's what children are. They're designed to be that, right?
Right.
They're not mentally capable of considering other people's feelings, when they're young, like very, very young. But then there's the grown-up selfish, where it's self-focused, not selfish. Because my wife has a saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. If you are empty, if you're running on empty, looking after everyone else, at some point you're going to run out. You have to top up your tanks. And that, to me, is that's selfish, self-focused, which is the good version of selfish, not the narcissistic, not the, the arrogant selfish. Same word, different context. So selfish to me, I kind of wish we had different words for those.
You know what? I'm just thinking as you were explaining that, I think I'm going to chuck that word out, and I think I'm going to switch it, because I like the sound of that. It sounds positive, where selfish does sound quite negative.
It is, yeah. I think it's got a very negative connotation.
It does,
but
yeah.
Self-focused or
Self-focused.
self-love. Like,
Thank you for that.
you're welcome.
Thank you. Good point.
Wisdomous as well.
Yeah, the talent, I'll tell you.
Never ending, right?
Yeah, no, truly, Stuart, the happiest day was the day that I walked in and met you. And I'll take you through the rest of my life. I'll be saying, okay, Stuart, I'm 90 today.
Time for my
Let's have
shoot."
a photo shoot.
All right.
Right?
Bring the cake. We're doing a 90-year-old cake smash. Wonderful.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's
we'll
a great
have you in
idea.
a tiara. That's it. Tiara and cake. Brilliant.
I love that. Perfect combination.
I love it too. Oh, man. Oh, we don't have to wait that long, do we? Come on, that's a long way up.
Yeah, actually, it's only 33 years away. It's not that long, but we'll get lots of practice in, because again, this is just the first of my many.
Wonderful. That's so
I'm
nice
a
to hear.
lifer now. When I feel it, when I feel the need to I just need that. What's my word? When I need that. I don't know. I can't. I'm at a loss. When I need to see me at my best, I have my best. But when I need to see a new version of that,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple there. One is sometimes we just need a boost, right? Why don't we just want to go and feel beautiful?
Right.
Feel seen, feel beautiful. That's one. I think the other one is like, I want to try something new.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be start from a negative place. It's like, wonder what it would be like if I...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right. It's fun. It's just, it's wonderful. It's wonderful.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good, because I love it too.
And thank you.
Well, thank you. You know, that feels like a really natural place to finish. So, any parting words for this session? Because there's another one coming.
For this session, I look forward to where else I can go. I'm taking all the experience that I had with you and the ladies, and I'm going to pour that into my next experience. And again, I just think that for all you ladies out there, you've got 100 purses in your closet. You probably have 100 pairs of shoes in your closet. But how many beautiful pictures do you have of you?
What a great question.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you, Red. And I'll see you soon.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.